I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, back to WWF. I'm going to continue on playfield disassembly. See if I can remove this upper playfield. Oh, and before I forget, I was talking with Jeff Jones of Pinball Reborn, and he mentioned that he has shopped a couple of these Royal Rumble machines before. I said, okay, cool, I know who to ask if I have any questions, and then he sent me some information on a couple finicky areas that I will be on the lookout for. So I asked him where this came from, and he knew right away. I think he said something about the upper right exit switch or something. I'll have to double check, but so I got a lead from Jeff Jones, thank you, on what this piece is for. And also, okay, so this game is designed by Tim Seckel, and I hadn't really heard that name before. So I posted a photo of this on my Facebook, and someone named Lonnie Min chimed in and said, hey, I worked on that game. It's a very underrated Tim Seckel masterpiece. So when I said, I was thinking, oh, like he, you know, shopped up one of these machines before. Then I was like, wait a minute, I think he means he actually like worked on this machine. So I asked him about that, and he replied with a pretty cool story. So I want to share this with y'all. So I asked basically like what he did on WWF, and this is what he said. I was just starting out at Data East as Tommy was finishing up on the line, and WWF was just getting ready to go on. I didn't do much outside of making some minor changes to parts as production started. On occasion, a little tweak was needed once full assembly was started. ECNs were a common and daily occurrence back then. I'm not actually sure what that is. This was way before SolidWorks. Paper drafting was being phased out quickly, and 2D CAD was the tool of choice at the time. I remember having a bit of heated discussion about the speed of using CAD over the drafting table with Ed Kabula, who's another pinball designer. He said he could draw as quick on the board as any CAD program. To prove my point, we had a little race to see who could draw a simple spring. I had mine done in about 3 minutes while Ed was still taping down his paper and filling his pencil with lead. He was old school at best, such a great guy, and I learned quite a bit from him. I can still recall the memories of him chain smoking in his office with his button-up shirt, baseball cap, and old blue jeans. Those were some good times. So that is just some like discovered history of pinball, and I love it, and I thanked Lonnie for sharing that piece of Data East and personal history. And then I just kind of pulled up quickly Ed Kabula. He's got one of those Walter Day cards, and this, yeah, he does look old school, doesn't he? That he looks like he's all dressed up, maybe doing a presentation there or something. But yeah, that is some very cool history. Thanks, Lonnie, for sharing that. I very much appreciate it. In other news from October 2014, Lonnie Min attempts to break the world record for playing pinball the longest consecutive hours. I think it's 28 hours is the official record, but somebody by the name of Ronald Maurer unofficially played for 72 hours, and well, this is somewhat relevant because the world record was just broken recently on, I think, Batcave on Twitch. I forget the dude's name, but he played for something like, oh, was it 48 hours or something straight? I guess that doesn't beat the unofficial record of 72, but there's Lonnie attempting to break the world record in October of 2014 at Chicago Pinball Expo, which I think is actually happening this weekend. Okay, I removed a couple of plastics 3 plastics to be exact, to unveil 3 nuts. 1, 2, and 3. And now that I have removed those nuts, I believe this upper playfield can be removed. I don't think I have to remove these 2 screws. I don't know. Let's have a go at it and see if this is, if I get this removed, then I feel like the rest should be pretty smooth sailing. Let's see if this works. Okay. Not quite yet, almost there. I gotta remove some more stuff. Okay, as it turns out, I had to remove quite a bit more stuff off the playfield. 3 wire forms, and the 2 flippers, which I thought I might have been able to leave in there for some strange reason, but that was not true. That plastic, and this one was the last piece to be in my way. Starting to work up a sweat. I gotta take off this sweater. Because you wear a sweater, then you sweat, right? Is that how that works? So, I think I am in the clear. Let's find out though. Hopefully everything's disconnected. Hey, look at that. I caught a big one. It's my caught a big fish pose. I remember doing that when I finally removed the whitewater upper playfield, because that was a pain as well. Okay, that actually wasn't that bad. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. It was kind of bad. But, okay, I'll set that down. And there we go. That's nice and accessible, you know. It wasn't, I didn't have to remove as many connectors as I thought. Like, these 2 connectors, and that's it. And I don't know what that is. But yeah, so now I can service the drop targets nice and easily. Do up the whole mini playfield, clean it, rubber it. So that's pretty cool. Now let's see what we got over here. Okay. Yep, it's definitely necessary. I got more quick connect connectors. There was some on the upper playfield as well. So where did those wires go? Are they actually connected up here? Did I disconnect them unnecessarily? No. So those guys there, and those guys there. I guess I needed to disconnect those to access rubbers and bulbs and whatnot. Let's not break that. Okay. So these wires here, I guess I will just tuck underneath the playfield, but the rest is pretty smooth sailing. So that is straightforward, and then once I get to this, it'll just be a little bit more challenging, but now I can really get a close look at everything and find out which switch it was that Jeff was talking about for the missing switchblade. But yeah, I think I should have this disassembled in no time now, so I'm gonna have at it. All right, so as predicted, the rest was pretty smooth sailing. We've got most everything removed. Next will be all the light bulbs and rubbers. Take some more photos. Make sure everything is, make sure I can put it all back together again the way it was. All the rubbers, and tighten every post. Maybe clean up this rust. And yeah, then I can work on cleaning the playfield. Yeah, thanks again, Jeff Jones for giving me some more tips on, I guess maybe it's a common thing, but balls getting hung up on this switch because it's so high. Jeff from Pinball Reborn put on a magnetic reed switch there, so the ball will never get hung up there again. And he sent me some other photos of some other areas where the ball could get stuck around here, I think it is, from the mech that's here. So it's something I gotta keep my eye on. And this did not have a bulb in it. Also, it has these two plastics, clear plastics, on the pop bumpers. And according to Jeff's photos that he sent me, mine were not oriented in the correct way at all. So someone has been in here at some point. I don't know why there's no bulb there. It probably was initially, I think because they put the plastics in the wrong spot. They put one plastic flat here, the bulb wouldn't fit. So I think I have the correct way to do that now from the photos. Good thing Jeff shared that, because otherwise I would have just put them on back probably the way they were, thinking that that was correct, but it was not. So having a look at the play field here, what do we got? Yokozuna, Doink, Tonka, Jackpot, Shoot Again. This couple dudes there, like, I don't know my WWF that well. Did watch it as a kid, but that was a while ago. Crush, Big Boss Man, I guess in '94. I was 20, so I guess I wasn't that young. I think the problem is I used to watch it when I was 10, so I remember those characters a little more. What do we got here? Oh, Shawn Michaels, Steiner Brothers. See, like, I don't remember Steiner Brothers, but I remember Bret the Hitman Hart, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Lex. I didn't really remember him. Undertaker, yes. We got Smoking Guns, Macho Madness, and Macho Man over here, and Razor Ramon. That's what I call Ray sometimes. I call Ramon all the time, but sometimes they'll throw in a little Razor Ramon in there. All right, well, I'll have to let him know about that. I'll take a photo here. Let me do that right now, and click. Okay, I'll have to send him that. And yes, not much art going on back here. Pretty straightforward. I like the WWF logos back there. Hey, I said it right that time. WW. You just gotta say it chill. No, don't try and say it so fast. So collect tag here. There's this interesting lane here. This must be where ball falls out of the upper play field, possibly, because you can't shoot it up in there. I gotta just, I can't believe every friggin' post is falling apart. I'm gonna have to possibly order some of these style posts, because I don't think I have many of those in stock. I might. We'll see. There's only a few star posts. 4? Oh, well, I guess I lied. Hey, look, I forgot to take off this piece. The coffin. Hit drop targets to raise Undertaker and during rest in peace. Okay. Very, very cool. We got sick Big Boss Man or something like that, and the announcer dude. And so, who's that? Anyway, doesn't matter. The art is awesome. I love it. Very cool. And playfield is pretty darn mint, so this will clean up very nice. So I think I'll remove the rubbers, bulbs, test the flashers, and that might be it for tonight. Okay, I am done for the night. I've removed all of the big rubbers, all of the general illumination bulbs, removed this plastic. Getting a nut off of this bracket was a friggin' nightmare. Of course, the last plastic I remove is the most challenging one. I embellished a little bit. It was more of a pain in the ass than a nightmare. But I tested, there's only 3 topside playfield flashers that I noticed. 1, 2, and 3. they all test fine, and then I tested all of the back box flashers, and they're all good too. So not a single flasher was out. I was missing one bulb here and 2 bulbs here, so someone didn't have enough bulbs to replace them, I guess. And yeah, so I did notice a chip here. This skirt just looks kind of like it's faded a little more. I'm not sure why, but maybe I'll replace that skirt. That's very inconsequential, but I may just do it anyway. Yeah, so I think that was a pretty good dent I put in tonight. So that's a good place to end. Next episode, I will probably clean the playfield and potentially start with rubbers and LEDs. So stay tuned for that action.